Hey guys, it's Ann, and today we're going to talk about how to make these basic sunflowers from Michael's turn gritty, so stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to start with this. We have some cinnamon. We have some antiquing, which you can find in either Walmart or on my Amazon shop page, which is amazon.com/shop/AnnClayThePrimitiveHome. We're going to have some Mod Podge, or you could get some spray, like Elmer's glue kind of spray. And then we're going to have some coffee that smells really, really good. So we're going to start with a wet sponge, and I'm going to dip it into this antiquing glaze. Now I want you to know that I'll do this for every single season. Like spring I do tulips, summer I do geraniums, fall I do these sunflowers. But what I do is that I just switch the flower out in the pots. So I use the same pots but just switch out the flower. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm just going to rub this antiquing right into the flower. So you can do however much or however little that you want. Doesn't really matter. I think that the thing is that these things look kind of fakey if you don't do some antiquing. The colors are more vibrant and you just want it to be kind of grungy. So I will grunge both sides. I will grunge the back and the top, or the bottom and the top, and I grunge them. All right, and you can see I'm not doing a perfect job. I'm missing things. You can certainly have some color hanging out. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look uniform or anything. And you can just keep putting it on and making it darker if you want. It can be dark or light, but I always use a wet sponge because I want it to spread on easier. And you'll get it on your hands, and that's okay too. Whatever is okay. All right, now I've already done these flowers. I can go ahead and do these, and I think you guys get the idea. This I'm doing, I didn't dip it back into the glaze, so in a way this is going to be a little lighter than that one, and that looks good too, because then you get some different coloring going on. Everything doesn't look exactly the same, but we're just going to lightly brush this. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a brush, and we're going to use the Mod Podge, which is very gluey, and it does dry. It's very stuck here. It does dry. Yeah, so this has seen better days. It dries clear, so don't worry about that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some Mod Podge on the leaves of this flower. And again, messy is fine. And I'm also going to put it on the middle because I want what I'm putting on here to stick to it. Now, this is the fun part because we're grungy. We're going to do some coffee, and I have hazelnut coffee here. I really like the smell of this. So I'm going to start by getting some of this. Now, this is actually old coffee that we're not using. So and you want to do this outside because yuck. And I'm putting it on the inside, and then I'm going to also get some cinnamon and put that, and see the variation of color there. Now look at that. So it looks a whole lot more grungy, but of course this isn't going to stay this cool. I can just let a little of it fall down and you'll see what sticks. Doesn't that look great? This is so easy, and these are things, you know, that you can find at the store and purchase for a good amount of money, or you can make them yourself. Now I bought these sunflowers for $5.99 for a whole bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flowers came in that bunch, and they were on sale. And I thought that that was super fun. And you can do this side too. Make it see, this looks like dirt, and it's wonderful. Maybe you want to do some on the underside right here and paint it in.
It smells amazing.
Doesn't it smell amazing? Yep. Cami is our filmer today. There we go. Isn't that cool? So we can go ahead and do that to all of them. I'll do one more for you so you know how they look, how they go. Just smeared on. Mod Podge City Man. And I like using Mod Podge better than a spray glue because a spray glue doesn't get as thick and it doesn't get it in as much. And I really want it to go in. I want to make sure this coffee stays in this flower because it's that good grungy dirt stuff going on. And I don't care about wasting this coffee because, of course, it was going to go in the garbage anyway. So do that, spread it all around, maybe shake it a little, and then shake it down, and you've got yourself an antiqued flower. So easy. But you see the outside of this? Not a whole lot of antiquing. So we'll go ahead and do some antiquing to that too. You can always do the glaze again after you've done the coffee. There is no right or wrong way to do this. It's just a nice messy process, and it smells so good. And you're going to get this good smell in your house. And you're going to love it.
It's an inexplicably fall smell.
Cami says it's an inexplicably fall smell. Yes, it is. It smells delightful. So again, see, I have actually coffee in my Mod Podge from my last project. That was Christmas. Remember that? Christmas cookie stuffs. Putting it around there. And maybe a little more on the underside here. Look at all that stuff I put on there. But it's okay because I'm going to stick this on there. And it's all going to stay. And everything that doesn't stick is going to be dried. You can see that. Perfect. Can always put a little bit of coffee inside this too. I have this with Spanish moss. Sometimes I have some of this peat moss here. Whatever you want to do to cover up the bottom. The base, of course, is just styrofoam for plants that you get at the Dollar Tree, and then a little of the Spanish moss you can get at the Dollar Tree, and of course you can get these cheap. This was just antiqued and white paint smeared on that, and if you want to see how I did that, you can go to one of my videos where I make the tulips. It's called the Cottage Core Kitchen. So that looks so great, and compare that to this. What a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and make these. I'm going to do these too, and I will see you guys at the end of the movie. Okay, thanks. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I have to say that my house smells really good right now. Next time we're going to go into the front living room and we're going to do a full redo in there. That room, of course, is very minimal, and I'm going to add a little to it because, you know, I do that in fall. So that's going to please those of you who like your stuff around, but I'm not going to get it carried away, and that's going to please those of you who like it minimal. One of the good things about doing some of the rooms more minimal is that I can add things and it doesn't feel overpowered. So we're gonna have some fun with that. And then Sunday I'm going into Mel's house. So you'll see that next week. Cousin Mel has, she's moving her stuff over on Saturday to her new apartment, and we're gonna go there when it's pretty bare bones and talk about some of the choices, and maybe we'll even do some decorating while I'm there. So that could be really fun. So stay tuned. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.